there's a lot of ideological miners on Ocean that don't want to put junk in the chain or just appreciate the transparency, etc. But they're also just making more money as a result.
Yeah.
So the ideology and the financial thing actually line up. So it's just like if you want to be a Bitcoiner and you don't want a shitcoin, you're not going to get rug pulled. You're actually going to do great. It might take longer. So it's not like the usual self-sacrifice, earn less money to do the right thing. It's not that. Like in the context of Ocean versus this tiny FPPS cartel, we're way more lucrative because there isn't really the kind of competition that it looks like, and FPPS is just the ultimate free lunch fallacy.
Yeah.
Like I can mine and the pool can find 0 blocks and I'll get paid no matter what. Yeah. Like if you think anyone is going to offer a service like that and not charge you loads of invisible commission, that's naive. Like these pools don't have anything like someone's got to foot the bill at the end of the day. And like the most transparent example of it was Brains, right? Because Brains, this is why I talked about Ocean's 100% luck, because in a pool like ours, if we don't find blocks, that means the miners are dead, right? We have to find blocks. FPPS sort of says, don't worry about it. We'll pay you no matter what. So if we're incompetent and we don't know how to generate valid templates or something and you mine them or we're attacked and we're not finding blocks as a result of that, that's our problem, right? We'll pay you no matter what. Yeah. But that's sort of a false sense of security. So here's what happened with Brains. They had a variant of PPLNS called Score, and Riot famously left them because they were like, we're just not getting the rewards we expect. And it looked like Brains was under attack because statistically, it was pretty ridiculous how unlucky they were. And then when Riot left, they got way, way less lucky. So it was like the attacker forgot to dial back the attack as a percentage of the overall pool. And everyone was messaging Brains like, hey, there's a block withholding attack or whatever. And in the end, they just switched to FPPS. And that's like their way of saying, don't worry, miners, our luck is now no longer your problem.
Yeah.
But the ramifications of that were, shit, we actually didn't fix our problem. And now we have to borrow loads of money from Bitmain because we keep getting our head underwater. And that was evident in the fact that they don't make their own blocks anymore. So Brains blocks are full of Antpool accelerated transactions. Yeah. As far as I know, Bitmain are just constructing Brains' blocks for them. So it's basically, if you mine with Brains, you pay, a percent to them, and you don't need to go through Antpool's KYC. That's basically why you'd use that. But it's like it's a white label or a proxy pool, we call them. And it's great for Bitmain because they get to have these pools in loads of debt to them. They get more block space, but they don't need to look big. Like Antpool still gets to look like it's only 25%. If you took all these little proxy pools and added them in the pie chart to Antpool, they'd be way above 30%. And you can start 51% attacking. Once you get to 30%, you just can't be a perpetual success. So we have this illusion of decentralization. And this is why I say like pools running below 100% luck, miners being like, not my problem, the pool will just go bankrupt. I'm like, it is actually a problem for all of us because they all start borrowing from Bitmain and then Bitmain gets to control. They already control all of the hardware, right? Not all of it, but like 80 to 90% is all Antminer firmware, right? Yeah. We know it's all backdoor. We know it's closed source. And they basically run most of the mining ecosystem. And if it wasn't for Foundry, Bitmain would basically be just 100% of the hash rate.
Yeah.